Obsessive-compulsive disorder, once known as obsessive-compulsive neurosis, is a relatively common anxiety disorder affecting both males and females equally. Data varies, however in most studies it is estimated to be prevalent in approximately 2 to 3% of our population. The DSM criteria for OCD fits our subject Howard Hughes perfectly. According to the World Health Organisation, WHO, a diagnosis for OCD must include the following features: recurrent obsessional thoughts or compulsive acts. Obsessional thoughts are ideas, images or impulses that repeatedly enter the individual's mind. Howard Hughes showed signs of these thoughts from very early on in our film. A common thread from the opening scene was Hughes's paranoia about germs and diseases such as cholera and yellow fever. Hughes also displays obsessional thoughts in his work. He was a perfectionist that would not settle for second best, no matter what the price. The film highlighted the anxiety that Hughes felt when something just didn't look right. An example of this was when he was shooting an air acrobatic scene and he was determined to have the right clouds in the sky, the perfect clouds. So what did he do? He took his whole team to New Zealand to shoot the scene where he got the perfect clouds. This narrowness in focus was evident throughout his whole movie-making career. However, it may have also contributed to his brilliance and eye for detail. Compulsive acts, likewise, may manifest in a variety of ways. Patients may feel compelled to touch, count, check, or have everything symmetrically arranged. Another typical feature of OCD is extreme or excessive hand washing. In the case of Howard Hughes, he even carried his own soap around. Attempts to resist compulsions are met with crescendoing anxiety. For a diagnosis on the DSM, individuals don't necessarily have to display both obsessions and compulsions. However, often both are displayed. Hughes also had word repetition, which was so extreme at times he had to physically cover his hands with his mouth to stop him from saying the words.
Show me all the blueprints, 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 show me all the blueprints. Show me all the blueprints, 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 show me all the blueprints
Hughes also felt the need for symmetry. He lined up the peas on his plate, he lined up milk bottles, and he refused to have any bumps or rivets on his plane. He even made them rebuild it, much to his expense. Things just needed to be perfect for Howard Hughes in order to reduce his anxiety levels. These behaviours or mental acts are aimed at preventing or reducing distress, or preventing some sort of horrible thing from occurring. However, these behaviours or mental acts are either not connected to the cause in a realistic way or just completely excessive.
Another important criteria for diagnosing OCD, which by the way, Howard was not formally diagnosed in this film, is that the person needs to be aware or recognize that these obsessions and compulsions are excessive or unreasonable. This does not apply in children though. Howard was aware of his disorder and admitted to Catherine that he was concerned about his mental health. He stated he has crazy ideas about things that might not be there. He's concerned he is losing his mind. In OCD, the compulsions or obsessions significantly interfere with a person's normal routine, occupational functioning, and social health, especially relationships. The DSM-4 notes this to be more than an hour a day. In Howard's illness, this took over his life. He locked himself in his home theater and performed his rituals all day and all night. Prior to this, his rituals stopped him from enjoying many social situations. Three disorders associated with OCD are major depressions, Tourette syndromes, and a number of personality disorders. Throughout the movie, Howard presented with episodes of severe depressions. There was often some event propelling him into these depressions. 25% of people with OCD also present with a tic. Howard squinted repeatedly with his right eye. Finally, in order to diagnose with OCD, direct physiological effects of substance abuse or other general medical conditions must be ruled out. Howard did not display signs of drug or alcohol abuse. In fact, Howard seemed to have bizarre fondness for milk, in which there was an equally bizarre ritual for opening it.
Howard Hughes's success, fortune and status made him a powerful figure of his time. Some aspects of his illness, such as his strive for perfection, created a powerful weapon for his success. Many of his closest friends and employees were able to benefit and reap the rewards of his success. If they could meet up to his standards and cope with his erratic behaviour, they were given large salaries and the opportunity to be a part of his achievements. The response to his illness from those around him was often to sweep the matter under the carpet. This reflects the respect others had for Howard and the times it was set, where mental illness was a very taboo subject. At no point in the film are Howard's actions questioned or overridden by others. While Howard has locked himself in his home cinema, unshaven, naked, and urinating into empty milk bottles, his staff continue to work around him as if nothing has changed. However, it is made clear in the film that Howard's illness affects his employees and business relationships. This is shown when Howard burns all of his clothes and calls his accountant and right-hand man at 2 in the morning to ask him to buy some more. He even asks if the conversation is being recorded. When the accountant hangs up the phone, he rolls back into bed and looks exhausted. He says to his wife, "I'm sorry honey, if I don't answer the phone, he'll just call back," as if this has happened many times before and it is affecting his relationship with his wife. He also jeopardised his accountant's career by demanding that he illegally fix the books. Another person who is significantly impacted is Katharine Hepburn, who plays his girlfriend and possibly the love of his life. While at the beginning of their relationship, Katharine is able to overlook a lot of Howard's symptoms, such as leaving a dinner because someone touched his plate and covering his plane's steering wheel in Glad wrap, this slowly unravels as aspects of his illness and personality eventually begin to trouble her. While Howard's womanizing is not necessarily a product of his OCD, his reaction to her confronting him about it appears to be. Instead of smoothing this issue out with Katharine, he obsesses over the need to find the right aluminium for his plane. This shows how Howard's OCD leaves Katharine feeling angry and neglected. A fantastic quote from this that sums up Katharine's feelings is when she says, "There's too much Howard in Howard Hughes."
Don't you dare.
Yeah. No, Odie, this is, not a good time. Well, for Christ's sakes, we can't make the Hercules if we don't have any aluminum. Wait. No, I can hear you better now. Look, you tell the War Production Board that this is an essential strategic operation. Odie, if they're giving aluminum to Douglas, Northrop, and Boeing, they sure as hell can give some to Hughes Aircraft.
Don't set the ice cream.
Meantime, we gotta think of something else. If we can't get any aluminum, we'll just have to find another way. Oh, Christ, I don't know, you tell me. We'll find some alloy that works just as well. Right. Look, can't get any aluminum, we'll just have to use wood.
You can't make a 200-ton plane out of wood.
Well, why the hell not? The damn thing is a flying boat, right? What did they used to make boats out of?
Oak.
I mean, think of the Hercules like a flying Spanish galleon.
Spanish galleons can weigh 1,200 tons.
Good luck today, huh? We just have to find the right
Cognitive
kind of
behavioural therapy is currently recommended as the first-line treatment for OCD according to NICE guidelines. Latest research suggests that a more intense period of CBT is the most effective method of treating OCD, particularly at the early stage, for many reasons, including the prevention of escalation of symptoms. It has also been suggested that intensive treatment may be particularly useful in treatment-refractory OCD, or when the use of SSRIs and other psychotropic medication has failed. Within the standard format of CBT, weekly hour-long sessions are provided at weekly intervals for 12 weeks, while within the intensive format, 12 hours of treatment is flexibly provided over 5 days with a weekend between and maintenance sections hereafter. The most common type of cognitive behaviour therapy utilised by those with OCD is the exposure and response prevention method. It has been around as a treatment option since 1966, and its efficacy has been proved in several large randomised control trials of latter years, including 2001 and 2005. This involves gradually learning to tolerate the anxiety associated with not performing the ritual behaviour. For example, Howard Hughes obsessively washes his hands. In this instance, they would gradually build up a tolerance to an exposure, such as touching a door handle in a bathroom, and gradually either decreasing the amount of time he is allowed to wash his hands for, or prolonging the amount of time between touching the contaminant or the door handle and when he can begin his hand washing ritual. The aim of this is for a person to acclimatise to the level of anxiety produced by this action, and having once accepted this and realising that the feared outcome of, in this instance being contaminated by germs, has not occurred, then their anxiety levels will drop. The intensity of the exposure increases over time to help the individual build up the tolerance to their previously set behaviour patterns. More recently, the use of associative splitting as a form of cognitive therapy has been proposed. For this, individuals with OCD are encouraged to broaden their perceptions of OCD-related cognitions. A word or concept which someone with OCD associates only with negative connotations, for example, Howard Hughes locking himself away because he is afraid of contamination, is then broadened in meaning so that it also includes the neutral and positive implications. So Howard learns that contact with the outside world can be a positive thing through Ava's help. Cognitive behavioural therapy is recommended as it is an easy concept for individuals to accept, and many are willing to undertake it, as not only are they aware that they have a disease, but they see this intervention as useful, relevant, and as though their illness is being both recognised and understood. It is an effective and compassionate intervention.
Okay, the medication treatment for OCDs are based on the medication used in anxiety disorder treatment. There are almost 50% of SSRI, that was selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, is used as the first line of pharmacotherapy in OCD treatment. The advantage of SSRI use is drug non-independence and relatively safe in overdose. However, there are some side effects such as nausea, breathlessness, and then sexual dysfunction, and the effects will be latencies around 2 to 6 weeks. Besides that, SNRI is also used for OCD treatment. There are some side effects of SNRI is possible increased blood pressure. The other medication is antidepressant pregabalin. That's also used for OCD treatment, which have a rapid and onset effect, but the side effect is dizziness and sedation. The TCA is dry cyclist antidepressant, also used for OCD treatment. The adverse effect of TCA is dry mouth and posture BB, and some cardiac side effects.